Hello, everyone. If you're watching this, then this week there will be no Zoom lesson. And I want you to watch this in order for you to be able to complete the assignment that is posted on Blackboard. So I'm going to start by sharing my screen to show you where the assignment is. So on Blackboard, if you check the test assignment and exam, you will see Excel assignment is going to be due October 16, 2022. So you have two attachments. The first is the assignment instructions, and the second one is the sample workbook. The workbook is an Excel file, and it's going to help you complete the assignment. So please stay tuned. I'm also going to share my Excel file with you. Yes, we're starting our lesson on Excel. So I'm excited about it. I don't know if you are excited. So this is an Excel file. You can call it an Excel file, you can call it a workbook, or you can also refer to it as a worksheet. So what I want to do, this Excel file, I'm going to use this first data as an example, and I want you to apply it to sheet 2, sheet 3, and sheet 4. So I want you to watch this carefully. So I'm just trying to expand so that we can see the data clearly. For some reason, you have the data squeezed into each of the boxes there. So the first thing I'm going to do is I want to rename this file. If I look at this looks more to me like revenue data. So I'm going to change the name of sheet 1 to revenue data. All I have to do, if you can see my cursor, I will right click on sheet 1 and click rename. So I'm going to type revenue. Yeah, so you can see it shows as revenue. And I also want to do color coding. I want to change the color of this worksheet. So in a workbook, you have several worksheets. You can have as many as 100 or 1,000. So you can right click on this worksheet and say, okay, I want to do something else on the worksheet. I want to change the color. So this is color coding. So if you ask to color code each of your worksheets, then this is how to do it. The color code, I'm going to change this to red, or let's say blue. Let's change it to blue because it's revenue, it's a good thing. So if you change it, at first you're going to see it's kind of like light blue, but it is not light blue. This is how to know. You have to go and click on sheet 2 and you're going to see that revenue has changed to blue. So in your assignment, I want you to do the same. Change sheet 2 to any color of choice, and you have to rename it. You change sheet 3 to any color of choice as well, and you have to include a name. And sheet 4, you have to change it to a color of choice and also rename it. All right, that's it about renaming a worksheet as well as color coding a worksheet. So now let us see our data. We want to work on the data. So what we're going to learn how to do is to use the worksheet or the workbook as a calculator. So you can add, subtract, divide, and also do multiplication on the workbook, so which is a good thing. So I'm going to say to calculate total revenue. Total revenue is units sold multiplied by unit price. So you sold 9,925 items, and each one cost $255.28. So for you to know how much you're going to make, you're going to multiply. So that's what we'll do. For us to multiply, the first thing that you must tell Excel to do for you is to read the equal sign. So that's equal to. You're saying read D2. You can see that's D2. And you have to click on, like asterisk is on 8. So you have to press a shift and you have to type 8. You're going to see it. So that is how to say multiplied by this, which is E2. And just type enter. When you type enter, you should get this. So I'm going to go over that again. The first thing you must input is equal to. Equal to is going to say equal to what? I want to multiply D2, and this is my multiplication sign, by E2. Enter, and you're going to get this. So one good thing about Excel is when you do it for one row, you can copy the formula into all other columns. So let's see how it's going to work. You're going to see on the right hand side, there's a kind of green thing there. You have to drag it down. I know this could be difficult if you use your laptop. So if you have like a mouse, it's going to be easier. So you just, what you've told Excel is copy the formula here to every other box that we have. So let's check the formula ourselves. You see D3, E3, D4, E4, D5, E5, you see, and so on and so forth. So it tells you that it is the same formula that you've used there, the multiplication sign, that is applicable in all other boxes. Good. The next thing we want to do is we want to know our total revenue, right? So we want to sum up all the revenue that we have for all the products and get the total. So I'm just going to put it here as total revenue. Total revenue. And that's what I want to get here. So the first thing I'm going to type will be equal to sign. Equal. Then here I want to sum. I want to add. So Excel is going to refer to it as sum. And you put that in brackets. So you open a bracket after the sum and say, okay, it's going to ask you sum what? Number 1, number 2, so you can add as many numbers as possible. And one good thing about Excel is Excel can read each boxes that we have. So let's go and instruct Excel that we want to add everything in these boxes. So you're going to say Excel, add everything that we have from F2 to F24. Then you must include a closed bracket. You must include a closed bracket and click enter. And you're going to get the value. You're going to get the value. I'm going to do that again. I'm going to do that again. So for us to get the total revenue, I said what you want to do is you want to sum up total revenue. So you have to first put this equal to sign. When you put the equal to sign, then you have to type in SUM. I want to sum. Then you have an open bracket. So when you have an open bracket, you have to tell Excel what boxes you want Excel to add up. So you can instruct Excel and say, I'm going to give you a range to add up. So add up from F2 down to F24. Then you have to close the bracket. Make sure you close the bracket before you press enter. Then you're going to get this right. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to change the unit price as well as total revenue to dollars. I want to make sure anyone who sees this file or who sees this workbook is going to know that unit price is in Canadian dollars as well as the total revenue. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to highlight this. The reason why I did not highlight the total revenue is because I don't want the total revenue to also be in dollars. So you click Home and go and look for number. So when you see number, you just say, okay, currency. I need the currency. You can see that's currency sign, right? So for this, it's showing me pound sterling as well as United States dollars. So I can say, yes, use United States dollars here. If you notice, there are some numbers that kind of disappeared here. That's not an issue. What this is telling us is, yes, you have the numbers there, but they are too long for the column. So you can now expand the column and say, okay, I'm going to expand it for it to show. So now you have it. And the total revenue as well, you can go and say, okay, the total revenue must also be in dollars. So that's what I've done. And everything looks good. You agree with me? So the next thing I'm going to do is I want to make this look more professional by giving it borderline. So I need a borderline here. I need the top border and I need double bottom border. So I'm going to go back to Home and I'm going to go to Font. So under Font, you're going to see bottom, you're going to see border. It's supposed to be border, but because it's bottom border that is there, that's why you're seeing that. So I'm just going to look for the one that has top and double bottom border. You see that? So I'm going to click on it. And I'm also going to say, because this is our total revenue, it should be in bold, right? So I'm going to change the font to bold. For you to change the font to bold, go to Home, you go to Font, and you're going to see B. B means bold. Then I change it to bold. Yeah, so, and this looks more professional. I hope that's clear. I hope that's clear. The next thing we're going to do is we want to use this information to make some decisions. So I'm going to write my decision criteria here. I'm going to write some of my decision criteria here. So we have decision 1. The first decision is if revenue is greater, this is the greater than sign. If it's greater than 1 million, 1, 2, 3, then we should buy more. it means that product is selling, right? So, and I'm going to create another decision 2. I'm going to say if revenue is less than, so I'm going to use the less than sign just for you to see that. If it's less than 1 million, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, then buy less. And decision 3, decision 3, I'm going to say if revenue is less than 300,000, then don't buy at all. So you can see different decisions here. You can see different decisions here. So I've got decision 1, 2, and 3. So I'm going to create decision 1 column and move to decision 2 column. Decision 2 column, and also create decision 3 column. So I'm just going to move it a bit. I'm just going to move it a bit. I don't want the data to be squeezed into each of the boxes. So now I want to instruct Excel that there is a decision that I need to make, and Excel must help me with this decision. So in order to do this, I'm going to use the if formula. It's known as if formula. So the first thing I'm going to input here is equal to sign. If. So the moment you type if, Excel is going to read it. Okay, you want to say something. Then I must create a bracket. It's going to ask me, what is the logical test I want to do? I want to carry out the test on revenue, right? So that is my revenue. If revenue is greater than, then you must know where greater than sign is. Greater than 1 million. What should I do? Buy more. So you must use double quote. Buy more. And make sure you close it. Make sure you close it. For some people, the quotation marks, they are going to be the double quotation mark. They are going to be, you have to use your shift and 2. And for some, you have to use your shift and the keyboard that is just close to enter, the one before enter on your keyboard. So, and that won't end there. That is my true. If value is true, then it should read buy more. What if value is false? Then it should do nothing. Nothing. So that is how you can type nothing, do nothing. Then you press enter. The moment I press enter, you can see this is saying buy more because the revenue from this is way over 1 million. So it's saying buy more. And like I said, Excel is very easy to use. You have to drag this down and say apply the formula to all the boxes down. Apply it. So when you apply it, you see buy more. Some will be empty because you're saying buy more or do nothing. That's why it's empty. The moment you change this and maybe includes no or good, then all the empty boxes would have good or no. All right, let's do decision 2. Decision 2. You're going to use the same if formula. It's going to read equal to if, then an open bracket. Our if is also based on total revenue. So if total revenue is less than, make sure you use the less than the sign. You see the less than sign there. If it's less than 1 million, then buy less. Or do nothing. Buy less or do nothing. Buy less or do nothing. And when you click this, you can see because this is not less than 1 million, that's why you have nothing there. But the formula is there. So when you drag it down, the formula is going to apply to all others, you see? So you will know that, oh, buy less because it's less than 1 million. This is less than 1 million. Everything that reads buy less, they are less than 1 million. So let's apply decision 3. Let's apply decision 3. Using the if formula again, say equal to if in brackets, right? What's our logical test? Revenue. If revenue is less than 300,000, then don't buy. Don't forget the double quotation mark there. Don't buy. Don't buy. Or do nothing. Or do nothing. That's what I've instructed Excel. So here the formula is there, and all I'll do is just say apply to everything there. So you see, it's easy. Don't buy, because all these, they are less than 300,000. You can see how useful the workbook is. So I know you watch this, and when you watch this, you can do some exercise. The first thing you're going to do is you have to complete total cost and also give a sum of the total cost here. And there are some instructions in the Word document I'm going to share with you. I'm going to share the Word document with you. I'm going to share the Word document in a minute. Okay. I'm going to share the Word document in a minute. So here we have the Word document. I'm going to download it. All right. So here we have the assignment. This is your assignment. You have to rename each worksheet, use any description of choice, color code each worksheet. And so for which worksheet 2, for some reason that's that closed. So I'm going to share it again. For worksheet 2, is a complete the total cost column by multiplying units by unit costs. Give this sum of the total cost below and create double bottom border and single top border. I think I've done that, and change the font to bold. Create a column for decision 1. So now you have specification, and your determinant is the total costs. So you have to use your logical test as total cost. The total cost is your logical test. So if total cost is less than 500, then it's going to be less expensive. If total cost is greater than 500, it's going to be expensive. And if total cost is greater than 1,000, it's going to be more expensive. So you're going to have 3 columns that will read decision 1, 2, and 3, just like the example I gave earlier. And worksheet 3, you're going to look at the number of offenses committed. If it's greater than 500 offenses, then you give a fine. If it's less than 500 offenses, then it's a warning. If it's greater than 1,000 offenses, then it's going to be to withdraw the driver's license, or the license. So that's for worksheet 3. And for worksheet 4, this complete variance column by using this formula. So you're going to type this in, and this is subtraction. This is subtraction. And also complete the percentage over budget by using this formula. This is division. This is division. So when you see this slash, it means divided by. Complete the observation column with the if formula. So I've created the if formula. If you can copy and paste this, then yes. But I'm going to say type it in just to be sure. Type it in to be sure. So I'm just going to go back to the Excel file. Let's have a look. So you have to complete the total cost and use the total cost to determine your decision 1, 2, and 3. So for sheet 3, you're going to use the number of offenses, which is offense time. You're going to use the number of offenses, which is the offense time here. This will be the determinant. If it's greater than 500, then you have to issue a fine. If it's less than 500, it's going to be a warning. And if it is greater than 1,000, then you have to withdraw license. So you're going to have decision 1, decision 2, and 3. And lastly, you're going to input the formula, the division formula here, which is going to be equal to sign first, C3 minus B3. That is what you're going to have here. And you have to drag it down in order to get other values. Percentage of budget over budget. This, you have to use the division formula here. And for the observation, you have the if formula to determine whether the formula to determine whether the you have to determine whether the budget is over or not. That's what that's going to tell us. And one last thing that I'm going to show you on here. I want you to look down. If you, I think is the bottom right of the Excel file, you're going to see page layout. I want to show you how to include heading and footer or header and footer on Excel. So if you click on page layout, you're going to get this. I know some of you might just go up and say, okay, let me go to insert. I'm going to see the header and footer. You won't see it there. You have to change the page layout, then you'll be able to get the header and footer. So here I could say, okay, add date or time, then you can go here. It's going to read header and footer. You see that header and footer, you click on it. Then you can say, okay, give me the current time or current date and current time, right? And you can also say, okay, I'm going to put this as page. Let me say, include the page number because it's still part of header. And I could say, okay, I want to label this as Nikki's budget, Nikki's monthly budget, right? So you can do any of that. You can add the time, current time, and yeah, you can do anything you want on it on here, which is good. So, but for you to continue working on Excel, you have to go back and change the page layout to normal. Change the layout to normal. When you change it to normal, then you can continue with your work. One more thing is, let's assume you have this budget and you want to maybe have maybe a heading and say monthly budget. What you can do is you have to go to the first row here, right click and say insert. So when you insert, you want to say it's monthly budget, right? Monthly budget. So what we're going to do is we're going to merge and center the cells at the top. So I'm going to say I want these to be heading for A to F. And you click Home, you go to Home and look for alignment. Under alignment, you're going to see merge and center. So click on merge and center. You see what it looks like. And I can also change the font. I can make it bigger and also make it bold. So it's going to look like this, which is good. I'm going to show you the impact of this from print preview. So let's go to File and we say Print. So when you try to print your document, let's see. So now you can see the date, time, the page number, and the heading that you have Nikki's monthly budget, and you have monthly budget. You can underline it, you can do whatever, and it's going to come out nicely. So, which is a good thing. So please take note of all these details. What we're going to do from week commencing 17th, so from October 17th, we're going to do chapter 5 of the textbook. So I hope you'll be able to do this and submit before the 16th because the deadline is 16th. So that's going to be your work for the week of October 10. So I wish you happy Thanksgiving. So enjoy time with family and also please make sure you learn something. So I'm just going to stop sharing my screen. So thank you for watching and see you on the 17th. Bye for now.